because he's a racist and he knows it. And I'm telling you, his show's ponderous, man. Freaking ponderous.
Is he the worst promoter?
The worst. Everybody knew she was a rat. Everybody knows. She was taking care of like 3 or 4 guys at a time.
Don't do accents. Don't do face beat.
Yeah! Jump something. Man, you know what's crazy? Like, I've always wanted you to be on this show. Like, when we made this list, like, you were like the top of the list. Mm-hmm. Like, when Frank, like our social media guy, he contacts a lot of these guys. And Noel, Mike, they all take turns. So they go, who do you want as a guest? So I go, the top of the list I have is DeMan. Contact him, see what he can do. So they're like, oh, but his schedule, you know, he's a champion at a lot of these companies. He's really busy. He's like very far away. I was like, you know, eventually, you know, we'll get him on, and here you are. So thanks, man. Really.
Hey, no problem, no problem. And you know, I gotta take your watch. You know that, right?
Maybe by the end of this Conversations episode, maybe you'll be a little. Maybe I'll open you up to maybe giving me back my watch. You know, it's a little. My wrists are a little naked. They need it back. No.
No. Gotta
right.
put you in your place. Nothing changes. Nothing changes at all.
You remember that? That was like my first like on TV like promo. Like where Gino gave me the shot and he goes, yeah, you guys, and it was all organic. Like nothing was planned. It wasn't like he said, okay, you guys are gonna do this, do that. It was like I asked Gino, I was like, hey, can we do something where like, you know, like Dan wants to take my watch and like let's do something. Like he goes, yeah, go ahead, you guys go for it. And I think that lasted longer than the 30 seconds. And you made me put on that shirt. I work for Dan.
Oh no, that was like a whole 7-minute segment. I was like, so it was like one match. They were like, just go. I'm like, because you know I don't have a script.
Yeah.
I have no script. I just go. But I time it in my head like.
So do you still have that shirt? The yellow shirt.
Yeah. After you wore it, I had another female ring announcer.
Yeah.
She had to wear it too. Yeah, you probably remember at Fight for Your Dreams when I was attacked. You know. Yeah. It was really, really bad at test of strength. Shout out to Slick Riding the Brown, even though I still got attacked, but because he runs that. Yeah. So. And,
he doesn't wrestle anymore. Right? I remember like Brown wrestling in Jersey All Pro, like late '90s. He was like had some great series of matches with Homicide. I used to go to like a lot of their shows.
Yeah. Actually, God, I'm gonna show my age. When I was going to Jersey All Pro, when I got into wrestling, it was ECBW. And then I went to go train for a little bit at the Jersey All Pro School. And I was going to the shows on Friday, being a man groupie, sitting in the back. And I saw Slick Riding the Brown, Crazy Ivan, Homicide, all these people. And I'm like, man, you know, this is cool. But as time goes on, now we go years later, and Slick Riding the Brown's still doing his thing, and I'm right along with him. So, yeah.
How many companies right now do you work for? I mean, you're all over. Every time I'm seeing your Facebook or Instagram feed, like you're in some town, some place, and it's not just in New Jersey. You're all over.
It's mainly New England. Like it's either Pioneer Valley up in Springfield, Mass, or Holyoke. It's Test of Strength up there in East Hartford. East Hartford.
You're also for Wrestler's Lab as well, right?
Wrestler's Lab? No. Just random like other wrestling shows out there, going further out in Mass. Like I've done Top Rope, you know, just trying to get out more in the New England area.
I gotta give you credit. You're the one that helped us get our start with Paradise Alley Professional Wrestling with Paul Roma, Mario Mancini. I don't see you there anymore. What happened?
Oh, because I got accused of stealing the freaking cell phone.
What?
Yeah.
All right, set the record straight here.
I don't know what the hell happened, and you know, my name is not allowed to be mentioned at that building and anything else like that. But long story short, pretty much I said hello one night to the guys, met up with my boy Marcel. I left. The next day, I got accused of stealing someone's cell phone, and not stealing it, taking the phone, dropping it on the ground, leaving it in the parking lot, and driving off. And I confronted him about it and told him, why would I need to steal your phone? I don't need to steal anybody's things. I don't need to steal anything. You know how many PS4s I have at home? You know how many Xbox Ones I have at home? Just ask me, how many?
How many PS4s?
I have 4 PS4s.
Now why? Why do you have that many?
Because I have a lot of people in my house. I have 4 Xbox Ones. I have a giant 65-inch curved television set. Upstairs, downstairs.
Yeah, that's the way of the life of a champ.
Why? I don't need to steal stuff. Just the Shazam kids. You know how much their phones are? I paid. I don't know all these phones. I don't know. I just know that they point them. I buy.
So why were you picked out like as a culprit?
Because I was the last guy. Something happened. Like, oh, he didn't say goodbye when he left, even though I did. But that's what I do is make jokes now. Hide your cell phones every time I go to a show.
Okay.
And they get mad. They get mad. Whoever follows it, they're an idiot. So I don't care.
ECPW, you're like right now the longest reigning champion probably in history.
Yeah.
How long now have you had the title?
It's pretty much 2.5 years going on. I'm shocked. Trust me, I'm shocked. But it's been 2.5 years, and I feel I'm on a good run because I got good guys who actually want to wrestle.
Do you consider yourself like a leader of the locker room? Like, I mean, a lot of the younger guys, they look up to you for a lot.
Absolutely. I've been there for a very, very long time, and my thing is that when I first started there, you had guys, but you had the veterans and all that stuff, so it was always those guys doing things. And then those guys left, like the great Red Hot Russ and the most sexy and all those guys. And there was other guys too, but those are the ones I remember the most. And when those guys were gone, also Johnny Thunder, gone. And then like who's left? There's Andrew Anderson, but he's more Hollywood than anything else. And then there's Crazy Ivan, and then there's me. But it's like when you got all these younger guys coming in, you need someone to find something in them and talk to them. And I'm pretty much like, I try to be up to date with a lot of stuff. Try to be not the old grizzled vet. So I'm like, hey, this guy's got something in him. I can work with him, and I'll work with this guy, and I'll work with that guy. If they got something in them, then we can get that guy elevated. Like Tony Rush and John Tella. And John Tella pretty much, it's oof. But I'm not saying bad. Like John Tella, when I saw him, I was like, yo, this is the bad guy. Like, I don't see no good in this guy whatsoever. He's choking out people. He's doing this. He's doing that. And I was like, I can work with this guy. I can work with Tony Rush. You know what I mean? Kyle Angus, anybody that doubts these guys, I try to prove that these guys can go because my time's almost up. So we need someone to be the next, not the next this person, but just the next guy to step it up.
That's not the norm in pro wrestling, because in this business, a lot of people, they want to hold on to the title. That's the stigma a lot of champions get when they had the belt for so long. They don't want to give it up. But you're looking for guys to like go to that next level. But at the same time, like you mentioned, like before, Crazy Ivan, Andrew Anderson. I'll mention it because I've dealt with these guys before. Andrew Anderson has been on the show. They get a knack that that they give harsh criticism, but maybe sometimes it's fair criticism. Who knows? But as for you, you get the pleasure, if you will, from a lot of the younger guys, like saying like, oh, Dan like doesn't just critique and go off on me or say I'm doing this bad. He actually helps me.
Yeah, because you're going to get better. Like, I'm not going to sit there and chew you out. I mean, if you really are really bad, I'll chew you out. If I feel you got an ego or you're out of shape and, just all the things that can hurt somebody, I'll chew you out on that. Like if you're coming unprepared or, if you don't work out, your cardio is horrible. That's like a pet peeve of mine. If your cardio is bad, I will flip out. You just are just robotic. Like it's everything's about theatrics, you know, like emotionality and everything like that. Or you just don't listen. They don't chew you out. But if you're making like minor things that only I notice, then I'd be like, hey, let me talk to you for a second. And if I'll tell you this, and I'm not gonna harp on it. Like if something happens in the ring, like don't worry about it. We'll do it next time. That's just me. I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. Everybody wants to get their hot indie move in. If you don't get it that day, you get it the next time. It's no biggie.
Right.
You know.
For me personally, like hearing a lot of these guys, like they tell me like, oh, you guys are doing it. I'm talking about the whole GoPro like staff of all of us. But like when I'm doing commentary for myself personally, guys telling me, oh, you're doing a great job. Even like Gino telling me, oh, good job, everything. But when I hear it the first time from you, it felt a lot different because it's almost like I'm getting that validation that the champ says I'm good. And it made me feel good. And when you made a reference one time when all of us were eating at the diner, I forgot which town we were in. I think it was in Allendale after one of the Christmas chaoses. You said, you made a reference to me as Jimmy Crockett, which I was like, that was like an honor because it's like, it still stuck to me because I'm like, Jimmy Crockett, that's big shoes to fill. Like I'm nowhere near like these guys, but to hear like comparisons like when I say these things like about Metal Maniac, oh, you're despicable, and I do these little
Because
things.
you ever watch the NWA when Jim Crockett would have like any match with Magnum TA, right? Like I'm showing my age again, but Magnum TA had that best of 7 with Nikita Koloff, right? And Nikita used the chain, and he's yelling, he's got a chain, no. And he's getting all emotional with it. Like he's just behind Magnum TA.
Right.
And that's how you sound when you're doing your commentary. Like you're showing, look, I don't like this guy. I like this guy. I want him to win. And when he doesn't, you're like, damn it, he didn't do it. Like, this is a shame. And it's despicable. That's your thing. You know what I mean? So you get emotionally into it. And I like that better than, oh no, he used a chair. No, you gotta get into it. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're into it, if I'm watching it, just an average viewer, they're gonna be like, oh, that's the best thing you need. Emotion, just get into it.
Thank you. I mean, I try to pride myself with that. I mean, especially when calling your matches. A lot of times Kevin would like to call the match with you. So if we're doing like tape 4, like because we know that you're gonna be wrestling that, like you could hear Kevin and I both like yelling and screaming.
Yeah, you're both emotional. You're both.
So I was like, Kevin, which one? Do you want to scream it or I gonna like?
The one match I got it on my phone too. Is myself versus Kyle Angus. And Kyle hits some move, and you're like, and Kevin's like, get up, kid, this is it. And you're like, do it. I'm sitting here watching, I'm like, man, no one's behind the champion in this one. Yeah. You're not behind me at all.
Because you're not the underdog. You've been chanting for 2 years. He's the underdog. Who's going to be behind you?
And then just the result at the end when Dillinger has the mask and he's clocking, and when Team Shazam, you hear Kevin just get it. Oh, damn it, they're out here. It's like, how many times?
I dropped the headset. I'm like, good night, everyone.
Just mad. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I love that. I love it. Just Eastville, your logo on the back, GoPro, and then go to Fade to Black. That's it. And disgusted. Like, I can't do this no more. I'm going home.
You mentioned like showing your age. That's one of the hot topics. Like I guess people are consumed with you. Like they want to know like your age.
I'm immortal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
You age well though. Whatever age you are, you do age well. I mean, and you're not really showing your age when you talk about the 80s because I'll tell my age. I'm 36, but when I'm watching like in the 80s, like one of the funniest things like with Frank and O'Neal and these guys, like we see like the Bullet Club or these guys at like the convention. Like, I'm not ashamed to say it. Some of these guys I didn't even know in the Bullet. I knew Cody Rhodes, I knew Young Bucks, but there was other guys there. That was the first time I actually knew about Joey Janelle and all these other guys. Mm-hmm. But they were like, you don't know who this guy is? What's wrong with you? And I was like, yeah, I know Nikolai Volkov. I'm interview him. Like, I know all the old school guys. So you mentioned like Nikita Koloff and you mentioned these other guys. It's like, I see them at the convention. I'm like, let's go grab an interview with Nikita Koloff or Greg Valentine. They were like, how many times are you going to interview Greg Valentine? Like, you know what I mean? Like, not a knock at it, just because we already did Greg Valentine so much. But it's who I can identify with the most because that's who I grew up on.
Yeah, I grew up on Bill Watts, the UWF, NWA, WCCW, because when I was growing up, you had different territories. So I don't know what day it was. I think it was probably on Saturday. It was.
What city did you grow up in?
I grew up in Passaic, New Jersey.
Oh, so you've been in New Jersey like all your life?
Whole life.
Wow.
Whole life. And we, it was, Saturday was what, Superstars at 10. Superstars at 10. And then, actually it was, no, wait, I'm trying to get it right. I think it was the AWA that came on at 9 o'clock. And then Superstars, then it was Glow. And then I would watch my Kung Fu movies at 3 o'clock, and then Mission Impossible at 5, and then I would just go back to watching
Do
the
you
NWA.
watch the Kung Fu movies where they like their lips move?
Oh,
and
it was called Driving Kung Fu Theater or something like that. And as soon as it ends, we would imitate it. It'd be like, all that stuff. I mean, you can't probably do stuff like that now because everybody's so sensitive, and it's that's wrong. You can't do that. But anyway.
You think our society got a lot different after the Attitude Era and with everything being so, I don't want to say
Bubble wrap?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but know what it is too? It's nowadays you got people who they want to show their ignorance. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do certain things because for wrestling wise, that's the reason what I'm getting at. Like, you can't be a racist in wrestling now. You can't do that. I mean, there's ways around it, but you just can't be like, black boy or using the,
Would
the
you be
N-word.
would you be opposed to that? Like, I mean, if we're in you mentioned Bill Watts era and you grew up in Mid-South area, like, the timeline. Would you be opposed to that if somebody say, "Hey, black boy," and this and that, like to get
No,
you wouldn't care, right?
No, we're not doing that.
You want to make you want to entertain, you want to make money. You don't really.
We're
get
not
offended
doing
with
that. You might as well just give me a watermelon. I'm not doing that. You're
Oh
not
my
calling me black boy. You're not doing that. But there's ways around it because I'm a big movie buff. So Gino, we had this idea where my old tag partner Sean Martin, we were the corporate empire at the time, and he wasn't too cool with it because Gino was like, let's do the thing with the shoe shine box. So I was like, I told my partner, I said, no. I said, I got this. We're going to do Soldier Story. You ever seen the movie Soldier Story?
No, I haven't.
It was pretty much a self-hating black guy against another black guy. So in the story that Sean Martin and myself had is that I blamed him for losing the belts, but he blamed me because my attitude started to change. So I would cut these promos and being like, the only thing you're good for is shining shoes.
Oh my God.
Which is probably what I'm reenacting the same storyline at another company. But that was the thing. But I guess it's one of those things where he's allowed to say it because of his color, which I still don't agree with. So the character, I was whipping people, of other ethnic cultures, but I kept doing the shoe shine thing. At the end of the day, of course, the hero won by power driving me off the top of a cage down, and the rest was history. And he did his thing, and I did my thing. But nowadays, you get guys like, I remember when I first broke in, it's like, I'm going to wrestling shows, and you got dudes dressed like the Klan. Like, what?
And what year was that when you broke?
Early
out?
2000s.
Wow, and they were doing that.
There was dudes coming out in Ku Klux Klan outfits, and they were, everybody was a skinhead, everybody was a rebel,
Did that bother you?
It didn't bother me, but I was just looking around like, holy cow, because people were eating it up, There was certain wrestlers who were skinheads, and I would go to the show, and everybody's doing the thing, and I'm like, what in the
Well, you mentioned racism right now. We'll touch on that.
Yeah.
What was the first time you ever felt like your racist moment in pro wrestling, like behind the scenes?
Oh, there was tons of them.
But what's something that sticks out? You're like, wow, I can't believe that was racist. That was.
I'll tell you a little story on this one. The most racist one, I mean, there's been plenty of them, but this one was, I had a promoter call me up, and he was like, I got a gimmick for you. And I'm like, I'll listen to it. Entertain me. And he was like, I want you to be O.T. Simpson. I was like, O.T.? He goes, yeah, I'll get you a football jersey. We'll get it, whatever in the back, and it'll say O.T. And every time you win, you go, O.T. And I went, and they were going to give you a 6-foot blonde chick, and you treat her like crap. Wow. I'm like, This is like, what, still like 2000 something, whatever. Of course, I didn't do it. and then he had something. They had like a documentary about his promotion.
Is this guy still promoting?
No, not anymore. Not anymore. And I called. I was like, "That's the guy that wanted me to be the buckwheat OJ guy." And people were defending it. No, he didn't tell you. I was like, "All right, listen." I was like, "Everyone defends the racists. Everyone defends pedophiles nowadays in wrestling," which I shake my head to. You know, it's like the guy who does the wrong, everyone will protect him. Everyone will protect him. He can be a rapist. He can be a pedophile. He can be a racist. You know, he can screw a whole company out of money, but somebody will defend that person. You know what I mean? And it's just wrong. But what can we do about it?
Any other racist moments before we segue into another? Like, I feel like.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
No,
I know where you're going. You're going about the other incident that I'll put it to you like this. It was said out of anger. It was said out of anger. Do I agree with everything? No, I don't agree with it. Did it get squashed? Professionally, it got squashed. Professionally squashed. Do I get looks by certain people who shouldn't be in the freaking locker room anyway? Yeah, of course I do. But at the end of the day, moving forward, I don't stand for it. I will not tolerate it. Any type of discrimination, I will not deal with it. About color, about whatever your gender is, or about anything. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to do, especially in any locker room I'm in. I don't want to deal with it. You take that somewhere else.
And it's not even just, to be fair, you're not even talking about yourself, because I've seen
I'm
you
talking
stick
about
up for
anybody.
other people.
Yeah,
You've been for other
everybody,
people as well.
everybody. You're all my family. You know what I'm saying?
Does it hurt when somebody, even out of anger, when they make comments like that? I'm not even just talking about one individual. Just the reason I ask like other racist moments, because I know like when you're at the top of your game. Like when you're a champion for so long, whether you're white, you're black, whatever you are, like, but because you're in a sport where it's not predominantly African American, you're gonna get a lot of people. They may say things or knock on you for. Do you ever feel like that's happened a lot during your career?
Oh, it happens a lot. I get told that, yeah, no one wants to see two black guys wrestle. Meanwhile, Bobby Ocean and Dan DeMan wrestled throughout New England, and the crowd ate it up. No, fans don't care about color. All they care about is a good guy and a bad guy. That's all they care about. Two talented individuals. That's it. Not, well, he's a black guy and he's a white guy, and the black guy is the bad guy. The black guy is not always the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? The black guy could be the good guy.
Junkyard dog.
Junkyard dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that drives me crazy with that. That drives me crazy. It's like, oh, well, nobody wants to see that. Well, I find that to be the most ignorant statement ever, because I don't see color whatsoever. I just see, if this guy is good, then that guy is good. If this guy is bad, this guy is bad.
I like to pick your brain and get your perspective, because you've started from the bottom. You were a baby face when you started in ECPW. You worked your way up. You've paid your dues.
No. I was still a bad guy when I started. When I first started in ECPW, I wasn't the greatest wrestler, but I can talk. And Gino he pretty much gave me the ball to cut promos. And I was doing promos for the late Billy Firehawk, and oh God, I forgot the dude's name. Another Samoan guy. He's from Australia or whatever he is. I apologize for that. But I was managing those guys, and I was cutting promos. And every time Gino would have me cut promos, because my wrestling wasn't the greatest, And did I get a lot of slack for that? I got a lot of slack from certain guys who, they were so used to a certain way, and I'm always trying to change it up a little bit, so make it different, not trying to be a self-put over, but just trying to be different, So I was always cutting promos, and I always had my own catchphrase, because I had my catchphrase before I got into wrestling, and pretty much, it was just a lot of. You're
living proof, Dan, that you could make it to the top without having to kiss ass or to play the politic role, because you, like we said, worked your way from the bottom to the top, and you, from the top, you could see things that go on. You could see the things that transpire, but you don't get yourself involved with that. Would you say?
Nah, I don't got time for that drama. I'm too old for that stuff, man. Let's just have fun. Let's just wrestle, have fun. Let's go out, let's eat afterwards, let's have a drink, let's do the stuff that the guys do, guys and gals, let me put it like that. But let's all have some fun, because then we can pretty much do it again.
What's your favorite place to go out and eat? What's your...
Fridays. I eat for free, brother.
Yeah, you got the app. You were mentioning to
Hey, I eat for free.
How do you eat for free? Explain
Look.
Tell us about the scam.
I'll tell you the scam. There's no scam. It's how it works. Like normally on Thursday in my town, I'll probably go and my bartender or whatever, he'll be like, Dan, same thing. Like, yeah, I get my same little meal. I get my points on. If I get other people, they add it on, and then now I'm on the road and I'm like, I'm going to stop at Fridays. I stop in the one in Jersey, or I stop in the one in Connecticut. I'm like, same type of meal. Hold on, wait. Show my app. Okay, your bill is this much. That's it. That's how I save money.
I don't know whether to commend you or call the cops. You're like practically like these people.
Whoa. You can't use that word, bro.
Yo, you can't use that?
You can't use that word.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We're in 2000.
Yeah, you can't use those words. You can't use that. No, you might have to go bleep on that. You can't do that,
we'll
brother.
Bleep it out. Yeah.
Can't do that, man.
The only thing that I've gotten for free, probably like the perks, like the Dunkin' Donuts, if the Giants win, like you get, the New York Giants win, you get like 99 cents. Like,
I gotta get that.
And I haven't gotten many of those because they suck. They haven't been winning a lot.
I gotta get the Dunkin' Donuts one. I really don't eat at Dunkin' Donuts a lot, because I think when I do, I run to the bathroom right after. But I gotta get one.
But you're a Fridays guy.
I'm a Fridays guy. Are we plugging these people?
No, you get.
Okay. I like Fridays, Cracker Barrel.
Oh, I love that place.
Cracker Barrel is awesome. I don't do Denny's anymore.
Do you eat the pancakes?
Of course.
You know why I'm referencing the pancakes?
Yeah, because I tell women to go home.
Yeah, what is all that about? Like, where the origin come from? Where you would come out like the Dante Claus, you come out with like a bag filled with like old shoes.
Dante Claus comes out every year in the month of December, just hands down. And I remember
you made a kid cry. I saw that.
I had a kid throw the gifts back in the ring.
Yeah.
I think you guys were there.
We were there.
I had a show. I was telling the kids, take the freaking gifts. They took them. They got mad and they threw them all back in the ring.
Yeah.
I'm like, and you ungrateful kids. But I had one kid. I had an Xbox One. I came out. I had two of them. I came to the ring. They opened it. They must have been ticked off.
They were so excited, ripping it off, and it said Xbox One.
They threw them
back in. They opened it up, and what was in there? Like old shoes?
Probably nothing. A big old note saying you suck. One year I gave out. I think the first year I gave out coal to everybody. I gave out coal. Another year I gave out soap, washcloths, a broken toothbrush, old batteries. I mean, just. String. I just give out stuff like that.
My wife doesn't come to many wrestling shows, but the one she came to a couple Christmas chaoses ago in Allendale, you were wrestling Ricky Reyes in the main event. And when you came out as Dante Claus and you were going off about women, being in the kitchen and cooking and cleaning, my God, man, she hated you.
I don't know where it came from.
She hated you, and I didn't smarten her up either. I was like, yeah, he's a bad guy. Yeah, after a while.
I remember where it came from. I wrestled a show up at I think it was Morganville, New Jersey, and I was wrestling in this, Melissa Coates, and it was my first ever intergender match, and I was just going off in these promos. Like I said, they just come off the top of my head, and she came in there, and that's where it started. I was like, the rest of you women go home and make babies and pancakes, and all the women wanted to kill me, and from that moment on, I just kept running with it.
Gino's an old school guy. Gino loved it. I loved it. It like only like newer, like these millennial kids today, like everything is so sensitive, and you gotta like walk on eggshells, and you gotta like, not offend people. I thought it was brilliant. it's old-fashioned heat. Like hardly Ric Flair used to tell the girls like, "Oh, I'm gonna be at the Marriott room 5 or whatever."
I
like,
used to do that.
Okay, tell us about that.
My first run as ECBW champion, I was a good guy. And there were a group of people there, and I used to constantly brag. I'm going to be here at Applebee's. You know, drinks are on the champ. Or I'm going to be at the Marriott, you know, after a certain event. Or I'm going to be, what was that place? I was in Parsippany. I'm going to be at the Red Roof Inn. Me and the boys, we're going to be partying. And people
I thought you were going to say Fuddruckers. We would go to Fuddruckers.
You know, I went to Fuddruckers only once. But at this time, I told, because, you know, Applebee's in Parsippany and Red Roof Inn is right there. Mm-hmm. So I would brag I'm going to be at the Red Roof Inn. And people showed up.
People showed up.
And I'm like, oh, no.
Was it men or women that showed up?
Both.
Now that's alarming if a man is showing up.
Yeah.
Like, what
it
is
was because I used to brag about baby oil. I don't do the whole baby oil thing no more. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna party. We got, you know, I'm not gonna say it. We got small people. We got baby oil. You know, we got chocolate, and people actually was, you know, I'm wearing a $5,000 fur coat made out of teddy bear fur. You know, and people just eat this stuff up and show up, and it'd be. Just be like, man, you can't, you gotta leave. You can't be here. No, I'm not buying your drinks.
When you go to like Geno's for ECPW or a lot of these companies that you work for, does anybody give you the direction or the promos or bullet points, or do you come up with the stuff?
Sometimes I get bullet points, and sometimes I just go. Like, what am I talking about? This guy? Okay, and I just go on. You know, I just keep going, and then I get everything to make them want that person to kick my butt, or if I'm a good guy, I get the people behind me to the point where I can become president. You know what I mean? Right. So either way, I don't get a lot of scripts. You know, maybe one company I have a script and I'll look at it and everybody knows my line that I don't read scripts. Scripts read me. You know, so. You know,
now, what happens if you were to be in WWE and they ask you?
Oh, then I gotta read a script.
Yeah. You wouldn't be opposed to that?
No, not at all. Like, you know, I might go to the right and be like, hey, can we just change this word here? And because watching WWE, I can tell when they're like actually reading the script. It doesn't sound
organic.
Exactly. You know, you gotta be able to feel it. You know, some guys can pull it off. You know, but I can tell that certain guys it's their words. They're just going by it, you know, they got that clout with that, you know. But if I had a script, I can definitely do it. I mean, it's, you know, you got to do it. It's a job.
Is that still a dream in the pipeline of Dan DeMan, like a WWE run?
Getting hired by WWE in any job by WWE, yeah. Wrestling wise, like I said, I am way too old, dude.
Yeah, you're not starting for it anyway. It's not like you're not doing well. I mean, you're all over on the independent scene. So
yeah,
Cody Rhodes has shown like you don't have to be in WWE to make a living. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of those guys.
There's a lot of
those guys doing their thing, man. I sit down watching. I go, man, this is great. And
what do you think of All In?
I think All In was very good. Could we go without the whole Druid thing? Other than that, I think it was great.
Does that bother you?
It doesn't bother me, but it's just a simple fact that, you know, like, if kids want to watch this, you know, how do you explain it to the kids? You know, I want everyone to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So when you got something like that, it's like, man, you know, it kind of, you know, but it was entertaining as hell. But I wouldn't let my little ones watch it. You know what I'm saying?
The little Shazam kids.
The little Shazam kids. I wouldn't let them watch. And I know you can't watch this, brother. No, you can't. Wait till this ends, and then you can watch the rest of it. But
Joey Ryan, have you ever wrestled him or
no.
Never worked the shows with him? No?
No, not at all, no.
What is your perception of right now how hot the independent scene is? Like now with Madison Square Garden, like a first time WrestleMania weekend, it's not WWE at Madison Square Garden. It's, you know, Ring of Honor.
It seems that it's like going back to the old ways. Like now you don't have just the WWE. you got New Japan, because it's social media. You got to thank social media for it. So you can watch a Ring of Honor, you can watch WWE, you can watch New Japan, you can watch something from the UK. You know what I'm saying? You can watch the MLW. You can watch the Monster Factory.
And there's
You can
other
watch
streaming
all these
devices
shows.
like Fight TV. I mean, we filmed for like Fight TV, Wrestle Pro. There's so many avenues you can go with.
Exactly.
It's not just a traditional TV box and that's it. I mean, with internet.
And for me, I just love wrestling. I watch wrestling. I don't care what's on. I just watch it. And all I go is, oh, I like this person, or I like this, and I watch it more to study. Like what
were
makes
some of
this
your
guy?
favorite wrestlers growing up?
Flair, Bob Winkle, Superstar Billy Graham, Harley Race, the Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, Ted DiBiase, Dr. Death, Steve Williams. I can go on and on and on.
If you keep going on and on, you are going to show your age, Dan.
But these are the guys.
But-
These are the guys. You know what I mean? Dusty Rhodes.
You carry yourself like a Harley Race, and I've said that to you before without even knowing who your favorite wrestlers are. When you said Bockwinkel, Flair, like you do carry yourself. Like, do you feel like in interviews and things like that, as a champion, you've
Yeah. When I do promos, I take bits and pieces. Like Bob Winkle. Like Bob Winkle was so polite.
Right.
Like Bob Winkle, he never called anybody by their first name. It's always Mr. So-and-so. Like, how polite can you be that you're gonna beat somebody up after that? You know what I mean? So I took a little bit of that. I take a little bit of Flair. I know I took a lot of Harley Race.
definitely.
I take a lot of Harley Race. A Superstar Billy Graham, a Bobby Heenan, a Jim Cornette, a James J. Dillon. Like also a Gary Hart. Like the way he would talk about the Great Kabuki. Like I said, I am showing my age right now, but like these are the people. But I grew up in that era. But now it's like I still watch that stuff. Like a Tully Blanchard and all that stuff. I'll go back and I'll show like, hey, look at this match. Like I want you to watch this and watch the current stuff now. Like, the current stuff.
Did you watch, when growing up, did you watch more WWF, WWE, or NWA? Like,
NWA.
You were more NWA.
I was more AWA, NWA, UWF, WCCW.
What was it? The athleticism? Because the WWE was more cartoonish characters?
WWF was way too much cartoon for me. Especially when Kamala, who was doing his thing in Texas, and then he comes to the WWF and Hogan beats him. I'm like, what? And then it really bothered me when you got the great Harley Race and now he's the king and Hogan beats him. I'm like, what? This is Harley Race, the NWA champ. And I was like, I'll stick watching the NWA for a while because, like I said, you had the NWA, the AWA, but then everybody just kept leaving. And it was like, everyone's going over there. And then
the masses really loved the WWF in the 80s, that rock and wrestling era, but the serious wrestling, like you, like that, would love that athleticism.
My grandmother was more into the NWA, so we would watch it together.
Right.
Like I said, the Superstation 605, we're right there. We were watching. We would always
On
get
the
mad.
mothership.
And we would get mad. We would get mad when we knew the Braves games was coming on.
Because they would cut it off.
Yeah, they would either don't air it or you get 1 hour.
That happened one time. You're bringing back something that really aggravated me.
Damn you,
because
Ted Turner.
What happened was there was a great television match between Arn Anderson and Tom Zink when he was Z-Man. And they were going back and forth, false finishes, everything. And then it got cut off. Like they were going
But
right
that
to
was the greatest thing. And to this day, we're running out of time. We'll see you next. No, don't go off the air. Stay on.
2 hours we're watching jobber matches until we could get to the main event with a great match, and then they cut it off.
They would just go off. Like, ding, do, 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 do,
Yeah,
do. Like,
yeah.
no. So it was, that was my era. Like I said, I got into WWE. I was still watching. Like I said, I watch all of it. And I would watch WWF because, like, I had my favorites there. Like, I had Jake the Snake, and I was always a Rockers fan because they were the Midnight Rockers, there, but they were the Rockers here. So I was, like, oh, they went here, So I can relate to those guys because they were working for AWA. Now they come to, WWF at the time. So like that, and like Kurt Hennig. I was a big Kurt Hennig fan when he was in the AWA. Like when he beat Nick Bogwink, and I'm like, oh, and then he became Mr. Perfect. I was still, a Kurt Hennig fan.
They did Mr. Perfect justice in WWE. I mean, he got a great push, and they didn't make him look bad.
Yeah,
I mean, he was,
like Kerry Von Erich. He was WCCW, and then he came to the WWF, and I wasn't a fan of him.
you didn't like the whole Texas Tornado?
No, I only loved them. I only liked the finisher. That was about it.
Oh, with the claw, and he just turns around and hits him with a spinning tornado punch.
You know what? My favorite Kerry Von Erich match was Super Clash 3. Lawler Von Erich.
Lawler Von
I
Erich.
loved that match, and I just love it.
Did you see in the first few minutes of the match, his arm was all bloody?
Yeah, but I just loved that match.
Yeah,
I loved it, and my mom went and let me. She didn't want me to watch that match.
Do you remember how his arm got bloody? Do you know the story?
Yeah, something about he was going through and someone cut him.
No, what happened was he was in the back and he had like the razor blades in his tape in his fingers. And so that way later in the match when Lawler is like going to hit him with something, I guess getting to the close to the finish.
Oh, okay, because the whole...
When in the locker room, as they're talking, I guess he was like hocked up on something or he wasn't thinking, whatever it was. This is what some stories like Lawler mentioned and other people mentioned. He was scratching himself in the locker room. And when he was scratching himself, he was cutting himself. So he got all this blood trickling on his arm. I mean, I don't know if that's a true story or not. I mean, some wrestlers have said it. I don't, but you see it on that Super Clash 3 in the beginning. You see his whole arm just.
I gotta watch that again.
Yeah.
I always go right towards the end because I just love the ending of that. And I wrestled Jerry Lawler too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And NEW.
Yeah. I wanted to put the claw hole so bad. I wanted to so bad.
Now, he put you over, right?
No.
Oh.
I got caught with the pile driver.
Oh, okay. Was it an honor?
Oh yeah. What?
You barked it out.
I'm like, I'm taking a
Big
pile
crowds.
driver?
Big crowds at NEW.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I went there for Sting. I got Sting to meet up with him and sign a bunch of stuff. That was like with Mike years ago. But it's a drive. But it's really hot crowds over there. And they go to Virginia and they go Connecticut.
Yeah.
They're all over too.
The one event I did for NEW, my head was on. I was in cloud 9. I did a tag match, myself and my boy Vlad versus the Battles, and we tore it up, right? And I'm coming in the back. I got a pinched nerve now because I took a power bomb in the corner, and I walk, and Kurt Angle was right there. And he was like, man, that was a great tag. I was like this the whole time. Like, yeah, I had a great tag match.
You're getting validation from an Olympic gold medalist.
Meanwhile, I can't move my arm because I got a pinched nerve.
Right.
But
that adrenaline just from getting that validation
it was
is
great.
special.
It was great. It was great. Like that's the one thing too. Like when you work these former or still current. Like when I worked Aldo Rose, former.
Right, Adam Rose.
Adam Rose, yeah. The first time I wrestled with him, it was right? The second time, tore it up.
You wrestled him in that Bayonne show?
I wrestled him first in Allendale.
That was the first show that we ever came to for ECPW, and you had what stuck out for me from you because I didn't know you at the time. The shoes that they would glow up, and people were saying like, oh, that's like Naomi's like people.
Yeah.
What is it with the reference when people say like Naomi like they say
because Naomi did it first, and I was just figuring like maybe no one recognized, and everybody caught on to it.
But it hasn't been. It's been done before. It wasn't Naomi.
But I know one of the guys from New Japan, he did the same thing. He had light up shoes too.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of guys from Mexico, they got boots they make with light up shoes. So.
But back to you were mentioning you were wrestling Adam Rose. What was that like?
That was great. It was very physical and everything else, and he complimented me on that. Also wrestling Scotty 2 Hotty.
Shane Douglas.
That was like, oh my God. I was like, oh, I'm wrestling Shane Douglas.
How about wrestling my good friend Billy Gunn?
That was the greatest wrestling lesson ever.
Billy Gunn really likes me.
He really does?
Yeah.
Really?
You didn't see that interview? The same night when you wrestled him in Butler, we were interviewing him in the locker room.
Wasn't he cursing you out?
He was inches from my face. I really thought he was gonna deck me. And I know if I had just said the wrong thing or didn't switch topics or talk about something, he would have probably decked me because he was wound up. I don't know if he was that but after the show, he was nice to me and he was, he little digs at me. He goes, oh, you, because I think Gino's like, oh, you want to do interviews with these guys? He goes, you do interviews too? Like, oh, that's a shit job. Like he's trying to say like. But he was just, he's a veteran, and obviously he wants to, like, either, I don't know if he was testing me or teasing me or whatever, but, like, that was the one time where I was like, wow, I'm about to get punched in the face.
That is a really,
here.
really tall man. That's all I got to say.
What was it like working with him?
Oh, it was easy as hell.
Really?
It was easy as hell. I learned a whole lot from him, a whole lot. And every time I learn from one of these guys, I've been doing this for so long, I absorb it and I take it.
And he had no problem at all putting you over or anything like that. And
No,
he was fine to work
I
with.
was shocked. I was shocked. Like when I wrestled Lawler, like he was teaching me the whole time in the ring with him. I'm like, get out of here. And in my head, I'm like, I'm taking this, I'm taking this, I'm taking this, I'm taking this. I'm gonna take this idea and I'm running with it. Same thing with Billy Gunn. I'm taking this, and this, and I'm running with it. Even MVP. I only did like a little short thing with MVP, and he was so brutally honest because I have a bad habit of I don't know to take a break. I don't know when to take a break. I can get hurt, and I'm that old school guy. I get hurt, I wrap everything up, or I'll put Bengay or something. And I got injured in a match, and instead of just taking the break, I went out and I wrestled, and I try to cover it up, and he caught on to it. So I'm like, well, how was it? He goes, want my honest opinion? Of course. He goes, it was horrible. And a part of me was like, ooh. And at the same time, I was relieved because I wrestle all these matches, and I like to be dissected. Don't tell me it was great. Like I can feel it if it wasn't good, but tell me what was wrong.
You could take the constructive criticism.
Yes,
but
I can. Because I want to get better.
Right.
And he just ripped me apart, and I thanked him. I was like, thank you. I'm gonna work on this. I'm gonna work on that. Thank you. And I don't come with excuses. He told me. I sat there. I kept quiet. I went, thank you. Is there anything else? And he was like, do this. Work on this. Work on this. Thank you. I will. And I walked away.
If it was another talent, he probably would have buried him on Facebook and wrote a long tirade post about how he was insulted.
No, I don't do that.
I know.
Not at
I know.
all.
We don't. Yeah, that's Orlok's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever? What do you think of Plasma's?
Plasma is the man. I'm waiting for the day that he finally goes on Facebook and be like, I buried her. I actually did it. She's in the ring truck.
The ring truck.
And then I'll just chime in, lime, baby oil, chloroform, and he'll do it. And he'll go on Facebook Live and probably do the same thing. You see, I told you I buried her, got her foot sticking out or something. I don't know, man. I feel bad for him, but I like him. I like him a lot. He's very weird, but that's what makes him.
He's the first one there setting up the ring. I mean, people joke and everything about him, but I mean, he does work.
He's amazing.
You know what Tony Rush said on this show, like when he was on Conversations? He said, you know what his Orlok's finishing maneuver is? He said, look up at the lights. 1, 2, 3.
He's a vampire, though.
Yeah.
He's
and
a
I was just
vampire.
like, I got a little glimpse of Tony Rush as a heel right there. I was like, you are mean.
No. Orlok, Tim, wherever it is, dude, he is the man. That's all I got to say, and I'm waiting for that day. I just don't want...
Tim, you just got validation from the champ.
Tim, if you're watching this, do not kill yourself. You will break my heart. Don't do it. If you bury somebody, just message me. Just message me. I got you, dude. But I'm not going to help you. I won't call the cops on you, but I'm just waiting for that day. That's going to be the greatest Facebook Live thing ever. He's going to sit there. He's probably going to bury his ex-wife or something like that.
Oh, my God.
He's like, I found her. She's in a well. I've got the lotion. We should all chip in. Really. We should change his music to Goodbye Horses. And we need to get him a van.
Okay.
We need to get him a van. His new gimmick, I'm telling you, he comes out to that. You can blur it out. He needs to do the whole thing about he feels sexy and he'll do himself or whatever. Remember that scene? Just have him do that. And just give him a wig, all that. Dude, that should be his new gimmick. He probably does it at home.
You think?
Probably so. Like I said, like, Tim, I'm giving you all the... I'm actually giving you all the credit right now, Tim, because I know you're gonna watch this and you're probably gonna laugh with that murderous laughter. You know you're probably gonna kill somebody, but Tim, I'm your guy. Just remember that when the day comes, I'm your guy.
Before you continue giving them ideas, let's talk about Team Shazam.
Yes.
To me, one of the most dominating factions on the independent scene. I mean, where did that start? Who are some of your favorite members?
I don't have a favorite member. But
Favorite member.
I'll tell you how it started.
Because there's so many members.
I'll tell you how it started. It was myself and a tag partner. He goes by different names now. I don't know if he's Andrew Gibson or Wesley Andrews or whatever your name is, or Andy Bivens. Hey, buddy. We were given a name of the tag team of Hot Chocolate. So I was like, I really don't want to do that. So I'm at GameStop buying video games, and the DC Universe trailer came on, and I'm watching it, and Black Adam yelled Shazam and blew up everything. And all of a sudden, I was like, oh! And I hit him up, like, dude, we're going to be Team Shazam. And I was like, every time we hit a move, we just yell Shazam, and then the rest was history. But then he was doing his thing, I did my thing, and I was like, I want to stick with the name. I got T-shirts. I got all this merchandise. I need more members. And Kenny Bangle was on the scene, and I went to Gino. I was like, I want Kenny Bangle. And then he gave me Kenny, me and Kenny Bangle became a tag team, and we started doing our thing. But I also had Tristan Law, and that worked out. And then I decided I wanted to get Corey Dillinger, and then I got my boy Marcel Williams. What's up, Marcel?
He was on the show as well.
Oh, he really?
Yeah, he really buried you.
No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Then I got him, and then I've had other members but they just don't.
It feels like Horseman-esque kind of, because it's like you started something, and then like you said to Gino, give me Kenny Bangle, and now Kenny Bangle has propelled himself into a bigger star that when he started with you, would you say? I mean, guys like members, like when you see like the Horsemen, Arn Anderson, and these guys, like,
well, they already had the talent.
They have the talent, but they're getting more of that opportunity because they're like an extension of you. Would you say that?
Somewhat of that. I pretty much try to look at that.
Like, definitely Dillinger says that about you. He credits you a lot.
Like, if I see the talent in the person, then I'm like, all right, well, you're part of the crew, so I'm gonna be also that mentor. Like, hey, listen, do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do this, don't do this. This.
Dillinger flat out told us that he prides himself that he's the enforcer of Team Shazam, and that he learned a lot from you. So I mean, that's something that.
Yeah, I like to hear that. I like to hear. That's pretty much. I want to go down as the guy. Like, hey, at the end of the day, what did you remember Dan? Like, Dan was like one of the greatest mentors. And
now, Aaron Bradley said he was going to be a member. What happened with
Aaron Bradley? I tried to break that barrier because everybody keeps saying like, oh, Team Shazam only brings in black guys.
It's just Hot Chocolate. Like,
yeah, but no, I try to bring everybody in. I had one member. I brought him in, and then his girlfriend complained and he quit. I had another guy and
listen, I was an honorary member. I was the guy carrying your bags.
Yeah, you're still gonna do that.
I'm still doing that.
Still
and
doing
I have
that.
alopecia.
It doesn't matter if you have that. You still carry my bag. I got your watch.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about that right now. What we're talking about is like all these guys. Like I said, I had another guy, and I don't know where he's going with this right now. He likes to praise cookies, but I just don't go with that. It's like a nitpick.
You have females in Team Shazam as well, right?
I had MJ, but MJ is doing her thing, NXT, and I admire her because I watched her kick butt, and I kind of marked out a little bit. I was like, oh shoot, but she was cool. And then we also had another member because at LAW, new members kept coming up. Like I had Barrio Rikers, who was also one of my bodyguards, and enforcers also, which he was really cool because he also listened and did his thing. He also goes, and then Talia Jeanette also was a member, and she's like pretty much a wild one, but she's from Brooklyn, so she carries a pipe and wants to beat people up
tough.
all the time. Yeah, she's really tough. She scares a lot of
I
people.
asked her one time if she could walk me to my car. She said, no problem.
She got you. She got you. She got you.
She's
Yeah.
tough. She's tough as
You
nails.
know, and she don't want no other members, no other female members.
Yeah.
She made it clear. I was like, how'd you feel if I walk around like got female bodyguards? And she was like, nah. So we just left it alone. But no, we're like,
Are you and the members of Team Shazam, you're actually good friends as well?
Oh, we're all tight. We're all tight. You know.
That's where the chemistry comes from. That's why I asked.
Because we can all work with each other and it works out, you know. We're all in the same shows, if not, but we all do our thing. It's not like, well, this guy sucks. Why is he here? You know what I mean? No, everybody's on their A game. Everyone. And everybody does their own thing.
What were your 3 favorite top matches that you've wrestled in? Like matches that you've torn it down and you were like, during the match, you thought to yourself, man, this is a really good match.
Myself and Bangle versus the Graysons.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
That was good. Me versus John Teller. That was a good one.
But what was with Teller with the baseball bat? He almost killed this.
No, not that one.
Oh,
not that one. It was the one when he
different-
buried me in all these chairs, and we crashed. Dude, it was brutal.
Is there footage of that somewhere? Like, what town was that in?
I don't know. You guys were recording it. You know, that was
I don't think that was on. I don't think that was
That
on.
should have been on there. That was money right there, man. You know.
Oh, maybe Bayonne or one of those shows that.
No, it was Richfield Park.
Richfield
Park.
Park
one. We basically tried to kill each other, and there was no remorse. I told him, like, listen, man, I'm going to hit you really, really hard, and I expect you to do the same. And he did. And my God, I felt it. I felt it the next day, and I slept like a baby on Sunday. So, and another, let me see, man, there's so many matches I've had. Not just ECPW. Let me see. One really good match I had, myself, Brian Anthony, at one of the NEW events. That crowd was just on fire. I think it was, I forgot the name of the town, but whatever Brian Anthony and myself had every time we had
Does
matches.
feeding off of a hot crowd help propel you to have a much better match?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because the louder the crowd, it's just, we got them. We can do whatever, and we got them, pretty much. So
Let's play a little word association to close out this episode. I'll just mention some names and whatever comes to mind. You first thing, Kenny Bangle.
Kenny Bangle, awesome.
Corey Dillinger.
Nothing bad. Pretty much, I consider him like my little brother, little big brother.
Gino Caruso.
Gino Caruso, great, because without him, I wouldn't be doing all this.
Meadowlands Monster.
Just, he's got a lot to learn.
Okay. You want to elaborate a little bit on? Did you watch this?
Oh
episode?
yeah, I watched it. Oh yeah, it just.
Did he kind of bury himself a little bit with it, or I mean,
Just a little bit. And I'm not gonna, I consider him one of the family. So I never got a chance to talk to him about it. I just say, yeah, I watched your interview. It was okay. That was about it. But I could talk to him about it. But maybe it's frustration. A lot of guys get like that. They get in this business. They get frustrated. In due time, just gotta watch what you say. That's about it.
What about the Graysons?
Graysons, coolest guys. I can work those guys any day.
What about Merengue Warrior?
Merengue's okay too, as long as he don't black out. He's all right.
Blackout. During a match?
He I had a match with him, and he forgot who I was. I'm like Merengue, and he's trying to beat me up. I'm like, Merengue, you need to calm down. And I'm literally, I gotta defend myself. And then all of a sudden you can see in his eyes, he's like, huh? And then that was it. We went back to normal. But, I love Merengue. But at that moment, it was like one of those things you like, yo, what the hell, man? And then, you can laugh at it.
Yeah. How about Colossus?
Colossus, Really good, really good. I can do all my comic book stuff with him. Like, yeah, you got Bane mask. Let's reenact this because I'm geek.
You're really big with the comic.
Oh,
We've seen you in the comic
I don't
book.
read a lot of comics, but I'm into the whole, DC universe, Marvel universe, the cartoons and stuff like that, and movies and stuff. So I try to reenact all movie scenes when I'm.
Real quick, you said you're a movie buff. What's your favorite all-time movie?
I have a lot of all-time movies.
Give us a couple.
Godfather 1, Godfather 2, 3, Scarface.
3? Part 3 too.
Oh, I love Part 3.
Oh, okay.
Scarface, Training Day, pretty much any movie that I could
I've seen you take a lot of. You just mentioned Training Day. All right, I'm gonna call you out. I've seen you take some from Denzel.
I've
in
taken
Training
from
Day,
every movie.
and I could see it.
I have taken from every Marvel movie, X-Men, Infinity War, what is it? I've taken The Walking Dead.
Right.
Let me see.
You really do keep up with a lot of the current.
Yeah. I do so many movies. I even took, what was it? But I guess I'm a big movie. I just watch movies. Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, any Tarantino movie I watch, and I'll watch a movie like 8 times.
Do you have your own Netflix account, or do you piggyback off somebody else's?
No, I have
Tell the truth.
I have my own.
You have your own?
Yeah.
Because I know you like to save money too,
No.
actually
Because I got to watch it on my giant 65-inch television. So
with the 4 PlayStations.
and the 4 Xbox Ones. But they're in each room. They're in different rooms.
Couple more names. How about Tony Rush?
Tony Rush, awesome. I can go in there and be like, all right, this is what we're going to do. And that's it.
Kyle Angus.
Kyle Angus, same thing.
Yeah.
Kyle, what we're going to do? I'll tell him, you have to do this. And that's it.
How about Metal Maniac?
brother, daddy, brother. Actually, I've known him for such a long time. It's just, I don't know. He's like, they need a statue of him. He's the Hall of Famer, but
He's got some great stories to tell.
He's got great stories.
But you're in Hawaii. I want to have you here.
I want to go to Hawaii just to hang with him. I really do. And I want to sit here and have him tell stories about, yeah, brother, the great Don Morocco. I put the Morocco in the squeeze, brother, daddy, brother. That's all. And actually, I cut promos and I use brother, daddy, brother just for the Metal Maniac.
How about Crazy Ivan?
Crazy Ivan helped me out a lot. I don't get a chance to talk to him that much, but he helped me out a lot with a lot of things. Like a lot of people give him, they give him a lot of slack, but his knowledge is there. I may not agree with certain things that he does or say, but all that knowledge, I take it and I run with it. And I just, to this day, there's a lot of guys that have that, we all say that Ivan mentality, I take bits and pieces from Ivan, even though he probably knows it, but I do. Also, Frankie Flo, same exact thing. I can tell, that's that crazy Ivan, so, but yeah.
You think Crazy Ivan gets a lot of unfair criticism that he's maybe too harsh on students? Cause that's sometimes the stigma.
He's direct.
He's direct.
He's definitely direct. His approach is different than others. But you gotta just go through it. If you're starting in the business and you start working with Ivan, just take the knowledge and just go with it.
Last name, DeMan.
Oh, the greatest performer ever, the face of the company, the ring general, the ring locker room leader. Oh, I'm the greatest thing in the world. I'm the nicest guy. I'm the greatest guy in the world. If you have anything bad to say about me, it's maybe because I say something that you don't like I want to get paid, or I don't agree with this racist crap, or I don't agree with your logic.
Let's back up a little bit about getting paid. What? Give us an example. You don't have to mention names, but what seems to be if somebody's saying about getting paid?
Oh, because you do a job, you want to get paid. This is supposed to be a work. In reality, if you go to your real job, Do you see your boss running around hiding in corners or, going, production was light today, brother. I got you next time. No, you want to get paid. You worked. You want to get paid. You don't want to get like, hey, I got you some pizza. You want some pizza? I can buy my own pizza. No, guys want to get paid. And I call it wrestle shaming now. Like, don't wrestle shame me because I want to get paid. Don't wrestle shame me because this is how much I feel like I'm worth. And you get a lot of people that do like, oh, this guy, you don't want to do this. No.
Would you work a show for free?
No.
You feel like at this point, like you've already paid your dues and you've already.
You never stop paying your dues, but it's a simple fact that I know the behind the scenes now of that whole let's wrestle for free. If there's no benefit to it, you're gonna hurt yourself, and some way I know that someone's getting money. You know what I mean? If you're wrestling for free, are there fans? The fans paid to get in, so we need to make some money here. But that can be an ongoing thing, and people will debate it over and over again. Well, it's exposure. It's exposure. No, dude, give me something. Don't tell me shake my hand, say next time, or give me a hot dog. Don't give me that. Don't give me give me a picture of Mr. Fuji and like here you go. I've gotten that. Like, how about a picture of Mr. Fuji? I don't want that. I want to get paid. But nah, man. But nowadays, like, there's so many guys, coming out where they just want to get their moment. So they don't care they get paid, So they just wrestle. They wrestle all over, and then you see on their Facebook all these dates, but there's no money in them. But they, and then they'll just keep wrestling. Right. And it's like, I don't know. I told one person, because they were like, do you ever work for free? I'm like, there's been times I have, but as you start doing this, you want to get paid. You want to make some money out of it. And it's like, you're an intern. How long are you an intern for? Are you an intern for 15 years? You get a job, you want to get paid. I'll go to work and I'm expected to get paid. I want a paycheck. I want something. And this is how much I'm worth. Same thing. But then, like I said, you get a guy, Joe Schmo, come out of training. He's a hot indie person right now because he can do flips, dips, dives, and drives. And, he's all over the billboards and all that other stuff, but he's probably making nothing, or just because he's getting that exposure. So,
how do you want to be remembered?
Mentor, pretty much, just great. Just one of the great workers. Because it's coming soon. I know it's coming soon. So at the end, when Dan DeMan is no more, just like that, I'm gone. Just that's it. When I say I'm done, there ain't gonna be that. I got one more match in me. Nah, I'm not doing that. It's gone. Dan DeMan will no longer exist.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, it's got it back. Cool.
Can I get my watch back now?
No.
Oh, wait, champ. Hold on. Before you get up, there's a little tradition here we have on Conversations. You're not getting off that easy. Do karaoke at all?
I don't do karaoke.
Come on, you gotta do it for the Shazam kids, the Shazam fans. You're the face of the company. You have to, represent a.
So now I'm singing, dancing.
No, I'm not asking you to sing and dance. Just a little karaoke. What song do we got here? Africa Toad. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's my song.
Mike, you know him very well.
Isn't this Tim's thing?
Yeah, he's good at it. That's your hero.
You know what? You read the words. Go. You do it.
Me?
Yep.
When do I start? When's the cue?
I don't know. Wait for the drop.
We're gonna do it together.
Why we do it together? Maybe. Ready? Here we go. Go.
I hear the drums echoing tonight. She hears only whispers of some quiet conversation. Come on, help me. me out.
What was that? She's coming in 2030 flight. Her moonlight wings reflect the star. No, you keep now. You go.
Toward salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words of an ancient melodies.
He turned to me and to say, hurry boy, it's waiting there for you. Now we got it. Ready? Let's go.
Gonna take a lot to
Drag away from you. There's nothing in 100 men I do. I bless the rain. I turned the microphone off. Hold on.
It's gonna take some time to do the things we
We're
never
butchering
had.
this song. Stop. We're butchering it. Do.
I won't quit my day job.
We're horrible.
There's no more? All right, folks. The wild dogs cry out in the night as they grow restless.
How come we're reading it and we're not doing it right?
Some company. I know
I must.
do what's right. Sure as
Kilimanjaro rises Olympus above the Serengeti. Oh my God, I'm killing this.
Waiting for the good part. I seek to cure what's deep
inside.
inside.
Frightened of the things that I've become. Suck it, Tim. I'm gonna take a lot to drag me away from you. There's nothing that 100 men no more could ever do. I bless the rains down in Africa. It's
While the
gonna take
chicks are
some
singing,
time.
we'll see you next time, folks, for Conversations. For Dan the Man, I'm Andrew K. We'll see you next time. Can I still get my watch now?
No.